Alrighty traders, George here, and time for a look at the week in review, plus a little extra. Let's get right into it. For starters, let's go through what's happened on our subscriber signals for the balance beam. Initially at the start of the week we had gold and the NASDAQ to look at, and then later through one of the alerts I added oil. So here is what has happened with gold. I'll just show you guys the screenshot here so we can be a little bit more efficient today. Bottom line for gold is over 1257s. We wanted to be long. At 60s was the call there, and one of the alerts had the trail stop out before the target was hit. So we picked up $6 there, and then in live training I showed you the actual continuation signal happening, and I'm going to book that at 72, actually a couple dollars lower than we are right now, but that's going to put on another 5 on the table at a minimum. So we're going to book 11 there for the single contract trader. That's $1,100. On the NASDAQ side, we had a little bit more chop, and initially we had a stop out at the full value there. We had a stop out at less than initial, and then a new entry that did not get stopped out and finally moved down. So we hit our target 1 and our target 2. So we picked up a little bit of a loss on the front end here, basically equalized it with this trade here, and then if you're in on a multi-contract, your target 2 here picked up almost 42 points there. For the single contract trader, though, you're basically flat on this guy here, just under 2 points, $35 a contract. And then for the oil alert that went out, this one triggered a short that pulled stops slightly over break even, and then that was it. 5 ticks on that guy. Rolled over again, got short, easily hit target 1. For you multi-contract traders out there, you're doing quite well. The target 2 picked up 74 ticks, and the target 3 picked up $1.49. So for you single contract traders, you did 54 ticks. That's $540 a contract, and then $740 for T2, another $1,490 for T3. Here's the way it looks on our balance beam spreadsheet. The EQ curve here continuing to grow, so much so that I need to readjust the entire scaling here, so that's actually not 100% accurate. It's better than that. So here's what's happened with the trades for the week that we just saw. We had the 3 for the NASDAQ, 2 stop outs, and then the single contract booking here. I'm not putting on any of the T2s or T3s here, just to show you the most conservative entry level possibilities that we have with the balance beam signals, and how you can take a small account and do some incredible things with it. Gold 2 for 2 there, doing quite well, and then the oil trades we just looked at there, those were 2 for 2 as well. That put on $1,525 if you were able to trade all 3 of those markets there, as I showed you. That's putting our EQ curve up just over 45,000 bucks here as we hit the middle part of June through 2016. Now let me leave you guys with one more thing here. Here's a look at Starbucks. And this one is really at a key juncture here where the bulls really need to own this 54 line and trade it back up to about 59s or so. And if they don't do that, it could open up the door to move down quite a bit lower. Initially, this bounce beam right here, and then to this guy here. This is the area here where that's likely to start to become more of an issue. If this remains bullish, this could turn into a support level, and we could get a bit of a head fake here, which could also affect traders jumping in on the short side and then not covering soon enough. And if it recovers this and starts to trade higher, you might get a continuation of short covering in this area here. So this one is set up to really push the emotion of traders from both angles. So we've got the potential breakdown here, but in these types of more bullish stocks that are going sideways and they've been lumbering, trying to figure out what they want to do, sometimes you'll see them do something along these lines where they initially give you a more bearish look, and then they recover that key passage point and then trade back up. If it doesn't trade much lower at all and starts to trade over this bounce beam off to the left here, basically getting over the mid 55s does the trick there. So it's got about $1.50 or so plus to the downside to prove it's going to move into the weakness area, and not much higher, about $1 higher than where it is now, to actually get over this spike here. And the main goal would be to get up here. And we'll keep an eye on this for next week and see what shakes out with Starbucks here. But another fantastic week on the balance beam. Congrats to all you new subscribers, and for all you new balance beam owners out there, I've got some amazing feedback which is always great to hear and see. So I appreciate all those comments. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you back in training next week.